Tonight we welcome you to the 51st Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame banquet. When I think of the Hall of Fame, I think of legends. It's easy when you have 166 inductees in the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame. But when does a player become a legend? Is it when his determination, pressure, and tenacity in 1989 led to 19 and a half sacks for the Packers? Is it after catching 2 touchdowns in Super Bowl 45 to help the Packers beat the Steelers for the team's 13th championship? It could be any of these, but it isn't without the help of GMs, coaches, and teammates. And is it perhaps determined by the fans and the people who see you as legendary? You're part of the People's Franchise, a team where working people use their hard-earned money to invest in the future of their team, knowing they're also investing in the future of their own community. Because this is a team where parents put their babies on the season ticket list at birth, where young fans recount the moment they rode their bicycle with their favorite player from Lambeau Field to training camp, where an entire community can watch players with something to prove go on to become legends. Thanks to you, Bellin Health is the people's healthcare provider. What we earn, we reinvest back into this community. Together, Bellin's partnership with the Green Bay Packers has provided vaccinations, cancer screenings, bike helmets, physical activity programs, and other health services to millions right here in Green Bay and our surrounding communities. It takes hard work, it takes commitment, and it takes people on your side. One person cannot become a legend on their own. The people we support rise up to let an entire nation know that the Green Bay Packers players are Hall of Fame legends with legendary talent, legendary generosity, and a legendary commitment to make our community better, giving the People's Franchise a whole new meaning. Welcome to the Hall of Fame banquet. Congratulations on being a true legend.
The history of this iconic sports franchise is like no other. After 5 decades, 3 relocations, that vision has become what is now the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame, which is located within historic Lambeau Field. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the 51st Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame induction banquet honoring Tim Harris and Greg Jennings. Please welcome the sports director of WFRV Channel 5, Burke Griffin.
It's an honor for me to be here tonight with all of you lovely people, as always, for the 2022 Packers Hall of Fame induction. One guy who would like to be here tonight is also having one of the greatest seasons of his career, and it isn't really a season, but one of the biggest ceremonies of his career, and that is Leroy Butler. Leroy Butler would like to send a message to everybody.
Hello, I'm so disappointed. This Leroy Butler Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2022. I can't be there tonight to celebrate my brothers, but I also want to say thank you to all the fans who are attending tonight's ceremony. You have 2 great players you're going to celebrate. I want to thank Sam Cluck and the Packer Hall of Fame. They've been amazing. I'm just so disappointed I can't be there. But the first guy I want to talk about has the 3rd best smile in Packer history. Well, obviously, I'm number 1, right? Donald Driver's number 2. I'd say Greg Jennings is number 3. Greg, that's not bad. You're in the top 5, right? Congratulations to you, my brother. Not only were you one of the best receivers to make the second move to get open, you never dropped a pass. He gave me a couple dollars to say that, y'all. But hey, I have to say it. That's my brother. Congratulations, Greg. The next guy, I get a little emotional. Tim Harris. I got a chance to spend some time with Tim Harris at the Packer Hall of Fame golf tournament, and he was just a special guy. My rookie year in 1990, he was so nice to me. He was our star. He's still a star. I mean, getting 19 and a half sacks, and he used to do the guns. And I remember I've never seen a Porsche before. He said, "Young blood, you want to drive it? You can drive it." Throw me the keys. I found out it takes 93. I threw them back. Can't afford it. I'm a rookie. Tim Harris, you deserve it. Enjoy it. You are everything when it comes to being a great player. Because I'll never forget what you told me one day. Just cover for 2 seconds. After that, I'm going to sack the quarterback. Again, I'm so disappointed I can't be there tonight. But again, thank you everybody for coming tonight. Celebrate my 2 brothers. Welcome to the Packer Hall of Fame 2022. And again, this is Leroy Butler saying thank you. Bye.
One, the only, Elite 36.
Good evening, everyone. I am honored and excited to be here tonight on behalf of Festival Foods to present this year's Most Memorable Moment Award. September 11th, 2001 is a date that is forever stuck in all of our memories. Every one of us can remember the exact moment when we heard the news. Immediately following the events of September 11th, Green Bay was scheduled to play the New York Giants in New York, but in honor of the victims of 9/11, that game was postponed. The next game Green Bay would play would be at Lambeau Field Monday, September 24th, against Washington. The most memorable part of that evening was when linebacker Chris Gizzi, an Air Force graduate and reservist, led his team out onto the field carrying the U.S. flag. The moment Chris was waving our flags, we were not Packers versus Washington. We were not players and fans. We were not home versus away. We were family. We were all Americans. Let's welcome the person who proudly carried our nation's flag across Lambeau Field, reminding us that the United States of America is the greatest country of all. This year's Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame Most Memorable Moment Award recipient, Chris Gizzi.
Anytime we get to come together and rally, and football is such the great platform for it, to use football to bring something more important to the game, to come together as a team, to come together as a community, come together as a nation. I knew I was going to run out there in some way. I knew I wasn't necessarily presenting the colors like we do back at school. It really was about the energy of the situation, the energy of the environment. I just rode the wave that the fans created.
When it was happening, I first set foot on north end zone, sacred ground. I feel it rumbling. I'm like, I better start running because I can't stay here. I take off and run as fast as I can. I guess I didn't necessarily plan it that way, but the excitement, the energy, the passion from the crowd took my legs and pushed them farther than they could go. I remember checking my cell phone, going home that night. Remember having the message box full, and it was teammates, it was players I'd played against from the other service academies. It was someone who I was in a chemistry class with freshman year, reaching out to me, impressing upon me how much it meant to them, letting me know that it's good that everyone back home is supporting us. When I have a service member, active duty, reservist, retired military member say to me in earnest with all genuine intent, thank you so much for what you did. I don't know if that can express the weight and how that feels, but I'll let you know that they have my full attention. They have my deepest honor to be able to represent them as a member of the military, and I am completely humbled that they would thank me for making them feel a part of this thing. I thank everyone, and I challenge everyone at the same time. Let's do something a little more than just say thanks, even though that is important. Let's let our actions speak louder than our words. We're all spokes in this wheel. Let's keep that wheel moving forward. I appreciate everything you do. God bless you, and God bless the United States.
All right, at this time, we would like to give out the Bob Harlan Leadership Award. Now allow me to introduce a veteran of 42 NFL seasons as an athletic trainer and physical therapist, 26 of those here with the Green Bay Packers, working side by side with the Bob Harlan Award winner tonight. He retired in 2019 and was honored to join the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame board this year. Please welcome back Pepper Burris.
26 Green Bay Packer Hall of Famers he's taken care of. And in a few minutes, it'll be 27 when we add Greg. Since 1991, he's been a part of 2,000 tryouts. He's been a part of 4,000 signings, 11,000 combine physicals, 336 surgeries, 43 playoff games, won 27 of them. So he really needs no introduction.
Hey Pat, Ron Wolf here. Wonderful news. Edie joins me in congratulating you on your selection to receive the Bob Harlan Leadership Award. What a tremendous award to attain for all the years you have served the green and gold. Well earned, well deserved.
Pat, congratulations on the award this evening. Super deserving. As someone who's personally experienced your care, your skill, your compassion as a doctor and a person, just very happy for you to be recognized this evening. So all the best to you, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you for all the years of service, all the years of you putting me back together, all my injuries. Man, I could have done it without you. Thank you for serving the Packer Nation for so long. You're truly one of the great ones. Congratulations and God bless.
Congratulations on being a recipient for the Bob Harlan Leadership Award. That award is well deserved. Congratulations, my friend, my brother. I love you, man. Hope to see you soon. Take care. God bless you. Bye.
Hey, Doc Pack, this is Amon Green. I want to say congratulations on being nominated and winning the Bob Harlan Leadership Award. You have done a lot for the Green Bay Packers and a lot for a lot of players, including me, repairing my right quad in 2005 to get me back on the field in 2006. So thank you for that. And again, congratulations, Doc.
You are a very, very special person and have been in my life. Kathy and I still talk about our time together in Green Bay, and this is long overdue. Of all the doctors and medical people I've worked with over the years, you know, you are right up there at the top. So I hope the family's doing great. We love you, and congratulations again on the great honor.
Pat, it's your old quarterback, and I'm wishing you the absolute best and congratulate you on this award. You're so deserving. You're a dear friend. I thank you so much for our 16 years together and all the care that you not only gave me, but my family. So God bless and congrats again.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Dr. Pat McKenzie.
I can't even begin to describe how honored I feel to receive the Bob Harlan Leadership Award. When I think back on my time with this organization, I think of all the people that helped me and guided me on this path. I think of our medical staff and how great they are. I've always said Pepper and Flea have raised me in the world of sports medicine. They have all stimulated me to always want to grow, always be open to learning,
and always try to be on the cutting edge. And we have a great staff. Most importantly, I thank my family and how lucky I am to have the greatest wife and the greatest kids that I could ever have asked for. They made it possible for me to make the commitment that is necessary to do this job. From day one, Bob's advice and direction of my path has never wavered or changed. His culture, his beliefs have been passed on through our leadership, and our goals and direction have remained the same, and we've always been consistent. So at the end of the day, I will continue, Bob, to try to always do what's best. Thank you very much.
I'm privileged to share with you this evening two recipients of the Bart and Sherry Starr Award, Zeke Bratkowski and Bart Starr Jr. Zeke Bratkowski, who was to be honored posthumously at the previously canceled 2020 induction banquet, was the ultimate wingman. He was fondly referred to as Super Sub to Bart Starr when the team won 3 consecutive NFL championships and the first 2 Super Bowls. Zeke had a distinguished NFL career totaling over 35 years as a player and coach. He was inducted into the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame in 1989. Zeke's son, Bob, who intended on being present this evening to accept this award on behalf of his father, has unfortunately been ill, but he recently recorded the acceptance video that you are about to see.
Good evening. In 2019, we lost 2 truly great gentlemen, Bart Starr and my father, Zeke Bratkowski. I know I'm somewhat biased, but anyone here tonight that was fortunate enough to spend any time with them will know what I'm talking about. Great family men, classy, gracious, and giving. Not only great friends, but great competitors, great teammates, and had a shared love for the Green Bay Packers. Dad so enjoyed returning for various Packer functions over the years and catching up with former teammates and people within the organization. I was privileged to coach for 36 years, 22 of which were in the NFL. I can't tell you how many times coaches, scouts, trainers went out of their way to find me and tell me how much they thought of him as a man, or just to share a story about him. We were always very proud of him. On behalf of my sister Cassie and I, and the rest of the Bratkowski family, we would like to thank Cherry Starr, the Packer Hall of Fame, and the Packer organization for this award. Any award that carries the name of Bart and Cherry Starr is something to truly cherish. Thank you.
Bart Jr. is the epitome of his renowned parents, giving back and supporting the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame, the Packers organization, and those in need wherever and whenever possible.
When we lost our youngest son, Brett, in 1988, it was the most devastating thing that had ever happened to our family. Bart Jr., who is such a joy in our lives, asked us to come to Birmingham to be closer to his family, his 3 daughters, and what became our 5 great-grandchildren. He was a pillar of strength during our most difficult days, and in my eyes, the kind of son every parent should enjoy. Growing up in this wonderful community, Bart was born here and spent his childhood here, and he has wonderful friendships here. He was a great student, he loved his friends, and was devoted to his family. As an adult, he is a loving husband, father, grandfather, and committed always to being kind, generous, to the very less fortunate. You can't imagine how kind he is to people. But I do have to tell you the truth, he's never, ever brought me a birthday card, a Mother's Day card, a Christmas card. That's because for every occasion, just like his dad did, he writes me the most beautiful message telling him how much he loves me and his gratitude. I have saved every one of those, honey, and I love you so much. I adore you and so proud to be your mom.
Please welcome Bart Starr Jr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much. Clearly, these gentlemen that you'll see in a little bit have achieved things that are quantifiably superlative. It leaves no doubt why they're here, why we are here, and why we cherish what they did and value all they brought to the Packers and to the Hall of Fame. Something such as what you and the fellow members of the Hall of Fame have done here, Denny, if I may say so, I think needs to be viewed almost more as a call to action than just a simple recognition. It ought to inspire our family and me personally to do much more. There's so much good in the world, but there are pockets where we need to really zero in and uplift the youth of this country. We need these young people to know that we believe the world is a great place. Who among us has not at some point in their life uttered the words, "There but for the grace of God go I"? Maybe what we should do is perhaps think of it in a slightly different vein and say, "There with the grace of God go we," to help make a huge difference and not let those youngsters ever think that the world in which they're seeking to become an important part of is not a beautiful world full of opportunity, full of love, and full of hope. We're going to do that. This award, which I will accept with tremendous gratitude for our entire family, is going to be something that we will use to transcend what we've done up to this point. And we want to make the Hall of Fame proud of the fact that you have given us this tremendous honor. We will do you proud in return, and it is a huge honor to be in front of all of you tonight. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your support of this wonderful organization. And please call on us at any time to let us know how we can help with the good work you're already doing. We simply want to be a mirror to what is already taking place and do a little bit more. And I promise you we will. We'll look forward to seeing all of you soon. Thank you.
I tell everyone, if there is such a thing as angel on earth, her name is Leanne Nelson. Leanne came to us as an office assistant right out of college 18 years ago. She later became Bart's personal assistant, traveling around the country with us and handling all the details of his speaking engagements. She always handled herself with class and dignity while being very, very protective of Bart and at the same time endearing herself to everyone. Most remarkable, she devoted 6 years of helping give Bart the best quality of life possible after his heart attack and 2 strokes. It was faithful that she was with me when he was rushed to the hospital and we're told he would not survive. She stood by me, by his side, with Bart Jr. and Bart Jr.'s 3 daughters and very special friends and family members, while Bart took his very last breath. Our sweet Bart died knowing how much he was loved. Thank you, my sweet angel, for bringing me so much joy to all of our lives. And a special thank you for your wonderful husband, Freddie, your two sons, Freddie and to John Paul, who always supported your devotion to Bart and me. Please come up, darling.
Bart was such an inspiration. He said, God, family, others. Don't ever change that order. The rest will fall into place. And secondly, he also believed success is through a team. So I'd like to share this recognition for the people on our team. He always said, if you ever visit Green Bay, you will instantly fall in love with this beautiful community, and he was so right. I'm so grateful to have had time with all of you. So my heartfelt gratitude to Denny and Sam and Katie and Tom for this absolutely special honor and how wonderful you've made me feel. Thank you. Thank you.
Offensive linemen were afraid of him. Quarterbacks literally ran for their lives when he was on the field. He may have been one of the first players who was the true edge rusher of his time. 55 quarterback sacks in just 76 games. And who could forget the six-shooters? Tonight's first inductee into the Packers Hall of Fame class of 2022 is Mr. Tim Harris, to be presented by his former teammate at the University of Memphis and great friends, Harold Bean and Gary Fechner.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing us to get here safe and to enjoy this momentous occasion. I've been knowing Tim Harris and his family for at least 40 of my 57 years. He's been my teammate at Memphis State. He's been a best friend, what I consider my best friend, and a big brother that I never had. I first heard about Tim through some junior high school teammates that went to Memphis Catholic High School. He had transferred from Birmingham, Alabama to Memphis, Tennessee. He was only eligible to play if they went to the playoffs. He played one game and recorded a record 22 tackles. That drew the attention of Notre Dame, UCLA, and many other colleges. But Tim decided to stay at Memphis, where he led us to being the number 1 and number 2 defense in the country. Tim is still the number 5 all-time sack leader in Memphis State football history. Tim was later drafted by the Green Bay Packers, where he holds the single-season sack record of 19.5 sacks. He will later go. He will later go on to record 17 sacks with some other team and become a Super Bowl champion. One morning, I was at Tim's house eating breakfast, and his phone rang. It was somebody from the Packers informing him that he was going to be inducted in their Hall of Fame. Tim's on the phone, he's smiling, and he's shooting his six-shooters in the floor like a quarterback was laying there. After the call, we gave high fives. We celebrated. We did a shot of tequila. Tim pranced around the house doing his billionaire walk like Conor McGregor. Then I asked that question that everybody wanted to know. I said, hey, Tim, are they going to make a bust of that big-ass head of yours? I got cussed out. Thinking back to Father's Day 8 years ago, someone was asking Tim, about his career. And one thing I remember him saying was, I hope I get a call from the Packers one day. It would be an honor to be in their Hall of Fame. But the wait is over, my brother. Welcome.
My name is Gary Fechner, and I'm here on to benefit Children's Hospital of Wisconsin and also honor Tim Harris, who's my good friend, and we did a lot of good things together. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the other side of Tim away from football, the kind of man and the heart and determination that he had and the motivator that he was. And between him and I, we raised a lot of money for Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. So I'm really honored to be here tonight to be part of this. And probably the biggest thing we did is when I first met Tim back in 1990, that was the first opportunity that I had working with him on a Children's Hospital fundraiser. And boy, was he a motivator. He had a way of getting me pumped up and the rest of the group of people, and it was phenomenal. The biggest thing we did, though, I live in Manitowoc, and what we ended up doing is we started a fundraiser down there in 1991. It was called Lakeshore Weekend for Kids. And Tim came down there, and I remember when I asked him if he would be part of it because we needed a recognized sports figure, and I thought he was the best there was at the time. And he agreed to come down there with me, and that first year we sat on a barge, and we were going to go out there until we raised $40,000. And Tim looks at me and says, well, geez, Gary, how long is this going to take? I said, I have no idea. We're going to do our best. We ended up doing it over a 3-day weekend, and it was a phenomenal run. And Tim was part of this event for a lot of years, very good friend of mine, and I can happily say that the event lasted 26 years, and we raised $1.6 million, which was phenomenal. That was part of the other side of Tim Harris, and boy, was he a motivator for us. And the only thing I can say is, Tim, we did it. Congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction.
One, two, 1, 2. Yeah.
Tim, on behalf of the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame Incorporated, the Green Bay Packers and Packer fans everywhere, it pleases me to give you this Hall of Fame ring and this bronze football for your contributions to the Green Bay Packers and your induction into the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Go ahead and unveil it. Right there, yeah. That's it. Take a picture. What? You got it.
Well, thank you very much, guys. You see I got my little rooting section back there in the back over there, my buddy David. Thank you very much for the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame to accept me into the Big Boys Club. It's been a while, and I'm very excited about this. It's been a great thing. I just wanted to share this one little story for you back in the day when I was first drafted here by the Green Bay Packers. Forrest Gregg was my coach when I first got here. And on one day, we had this thing called a skeleton drill where it's mostly the tight end and receivers and the running backs. And they come out and you got to cover it. I let the Forrest Gregg, I'm not a covering guy. I can't cover the side of the wall, coach. I can't do this. But anyway, let's go cover two. So just don't let the tight end release inside. So there are no offensive linemen on there. It's just a ball and the quarterback. So long story short, the tight end releases inside of me, and Forrest Gregg yells at me across the whole field. He's like, Tim Harris, what did he say to me? He said, get your little knobby knee ass down there and rush the passer. And if you don't do good down there, you're gonna be on the next bus ride home back to Memphis to play with Elvis Presley. So there's a smile that went across my face because it's like, wow, thank God I can't cover the side of the wall. So I turned around and I skipped over to the offensive lineman where the offensive linemen were. So at that time, all the offensive and defensive linemen, they were all 275 to 300 pounds plus, and here my little skinny, but I was 215 when I was soaking wet. So I skipped over there, and most of the defensive line was just Robert Brown and Charlie Martin at the time. They looked at me like, what are you doing here, you little skinny MF? I'm like, well, I came here to show you guys how it's done. And, I told them that, and they all looked at me, and after that, it was history. I went over there, and I pass rush, and with the next day, I was starting on nickel defense as a pass rusher because I told him I play football going towards the ball, not going away from the ball. And Forrest Gregg realized that, and he put me in my dream position, just pin your ears back and rush toward the quarterback and cause some havoc. And that's been a great job for me my whole life, just causing some havoc and then playing everything like that. So I'm really very humbled by this, and I'm very appreciative of this, and I'd like to say thank you very much. Have a good day.
Our second inductee into the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame gave defensive backs nightmares. He could run the slant on just about anybody, and when they'd kill him with that, slant and go. Greg Jennings, 2022 inductee into the Packers Hall of Fame, presented by his brother, Courtney Jennings.
As a kid growing up, my dad was my first hero. Shortly after that, I found myself looking at my brother as a hero as well. Greg has always displayed elite speed, strength, and athleticism. Recently, I began to wonder where he got these abilities. And I narrowed it down to one instance. Growing up, Greg was electrocuted. A sad story, but true, right? So this is where I believe he has gotten his superhuman abilities. the jolt that he got from that electrocution, right? That's just my theory. Greg's most valued accomplishment is being the best husband and father of 4 to his wife and his kids. He truly aims to be the superhero that they all need in every capacity. And the cool thing about this is he does not have to try to do this one. It just comes naturally to him. In life, your heroes may let you down, and you may move on from admiring them once you've seen them in a different light. I've been blessed to say that both of my day one heroes, my dad and my brother, has been able to continue to earn more admiration and respect from myself. So I'm sure Greg thought that he had his final reception as a Packer. But I'm standing here today proudly to present to you Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer, number 85, the electric Greg Superman Jennings.
Greg, on behalf of the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame Incorporated, the Green Bay Packers and Packer fans everywhere, I present you with this ring and this bronze football as your induction into the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame. Congratulations. made it, man.
I'm sorry, I lost. I'm emotional. I said I wouldn't cry, but I did. And to be honest, I'm just gonna let this moment happen. My brother said a couple things that, man, they hit me. I've never really celebrated myself. And I've never really cared for others to even celebrate me, to put a greater spotlight on who I am, what I've done, and the value that I bring. When I was drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 2006, it was a culmination of emotions that ran through me. First and foremost, in full transparency, it was the number one place I did not want to end up. And as I have my kids here, sometimes what you want is not always what's best for you. And so what I did not know was what was best for me was truly the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Ending up here in Green Bay, an extension of my already amazing family, I got to be embraced by another amazing family. It just happened to be an organization full of individuals that carried this legacy, this culture, this sense of championship pedigree that I wanted, I embraced, and I longed to be a part of. And if you may, bear with me, I just kind of want to speak to my kids. I love you guys, and I've always tried to show you guys the right way to do things. But I've never run away from the bad ways, the bad things, the mistakes, the ups, the downs, the trials, the struggle. Being transparent is who I am. It's who I will forever be. And I love that about myself. What you see standing here is your dad. What I feel standing here is something that I could have never dreamt of. All of you have dreams, and everything that you dream about will never come to fruition if you don't step with action. You got to put a foot to the ground in front of the other and make it happen. I never would have dreamed that I would be an inductee of the Packer Hall of Fame with Bart Starr and Jerry and Bart Jr. and Tim and all these great individuals and people. But it's not always about just what you dream, it's about what you put into action. And sometimes what you start, you may not even understand what the finish will ever look like. But as long as you start, as long as you believe that what you have is of value and you operate with that, you will accomplish anything you want. Everything that you want is in you. God gave it to you. And He's allowed myself and my beautiful bride, Nicole, your mother, the one who's been in my corner from day one, to be your parents, to help navigate that until you're in position to where you're off and running on your own. Mom and Dad, I appreciate all the morals and the values that you instilled in me. This Packer family will always be family to me. No matter what family goes through, family always finds a way to make it right. And this moment, why it's so important to me, is because I never even considered this moment. It was never in my dreams. It was never a desire of mine. But it's here. And it's not here just because of me. It's here because of the family that recognized what I provided in that locker room, on that field. I just want to say to my kids, you can do and be whatever you want to be. And I mean that. Don't ever let anyone, anything, and I look at you, Amaya, as my oldest, or any insurmountable circumstance that is in front of you, detour you from believing the value that's in you and what you bring to the table. Because it was in you from birth, and it's up to you to bring the fullness of what was birthed in you out to be this beautiful flower. I know you all will. As I continue to walk out mine, I'm excited to see you walk out yours and your destiny, babe. I love you. Literally day one. Highs, lows, ups, downs, good, bad. We here. And I say we're here because of you, I was able to continue doing what it was that I enjoyed and loved. As you held down home, I did my part. And now as you take on the world, I hold down home and do my part. The beauty of being here is this. I don't think anywhere I could have ever gone, I would have been embraced, or I could have met the most beautiful people within the Packer organization, the Packer community. You guys have always been the reason why we take that field with so much joy, so much pride and enthusiasm. Thank you so much for this honor. Brian, I didn't get a chance to do it for you, man, but you got a couple great ones. And go Pack, go. God bless.
Thank you for being here on this special night, and we look forward to seeing you at next year's induction banquet scheduled for Thursday, August 31st, 2023.